Hello, and you join me inside the 2024 Lexus RX 450h Plus. This is a Premium Plus trim. In today's video, I'm going to give you a review of this rather spacious, luxurious Lexus. So let's start off. Up front, we have a 2.5 litre 4-cylinder hybrid drive matched with an ECVT. Combined power output is 306 brake horsepower, sometimes 304 depending where you read online. This car, being a plug-in hybrid, can drive on electric power only, which means you can drive on about 37 miles of electric range or 60 kilometers depending where you are in the world, and all-wheel drive is standard for the 450h Plus. Now, this colour on the exterior is the Terrain Khaki Metallic. I believe it's called Nori Green in North America. It's a really fantastic metallic colour, and when the sun's out, which is a rare occasion here in Scotland, it is nice to see those metallic flakes. And this particular Premium Plus trim is featuring the 21-inch 20-spoke alloy wheels. I think it all sets the car off nicely. And this is the 5th generation RX, so it's almost like an evolution of the same formula that came out back in 1999. Now, I am a Lexus enthusiast. I even owned a Mark II Lexus RX years ago, and I thought it was a fantastic, comfortable car. This car is about 20 years newer than that, which is just crazy to think of. But yeah, the same kind of philosophy there of being a smooth, refined, quiet car is continued from that car and right through to this modern day and age. Now, let's talk about pricing for a second. Here in the UK, the 450h Plus, about £63,995 for a base premium trim. This is the Premium Plus, which is £69,495, and that's adding things like these larger alloy wheels and a couple other goodies. And then you can work your way up to the Takumi trim, which from memory is about 75 and change, maybe just under £76,000. And that throws in things like the sunroof, etc., or the panoramic roof, sorry, is standard, same as the Mark Leveson sound system, which is a fantastic sound system, I will say. On the interior, we do have this 14-inch touchscreen. It does have wireless Apple CarPlay, and I do believe that Android Auto is wired in this configuration. We do have heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel. All can be left in auto, and the car can just work that out for you. Nice digital buttons, big and easy to use to touch, to change the airflow, do if you want 3-stage heating or 3-stage cooling. And then we've even got little buttons at each side of the screen that you can physically turn to change the temperature up and down. We do have a slider for the fan speed, and then just below that we even have a volume button, which is nice to see as well. A physical tactile button you can run your finger over when you're driving, turn up and down, push in to turn on and off, and we've even got a defrost front and then one for the rear mirrors in the rear window. Just below that we do have some air vents, hazard button, and a button that says view on it that just activates the 360 cameras. More vents just down below. 2 USB-C chargers, a little shelf in there which you can maybe put something like a phone in, and then open the little tray and we do have USB-A, C and a 12-volt power outlet, along with a wireless charger and more little storage, which I guess you could put another phone, but if you've got 3 phones up here, okay. We do have 2 cup holders. One of them does have a little button to push that can change depending on the size of your beverage. That ECV transmission is controlled with this little shift knob here. Towards you and forward for reverse, towards you and down for drive, a separate button P for park, and then just below that we've got a host of buttons for things such as your drive mode, to know if you want to jump between a hybrid vehicle or electric vehicle. You can push an auto button to select switch, same as auto holds, a nice big button you can find. Push that in, when the car's running it just means you get a set of lights, you're just going to hold the car there to prevent you rolling away. Automatic foot brake as well, automatic electric parking brake, and then stability control, and then a kind of off-road gravelly mode which just kind of helps with traction control. So this, it has got all-wheel drive, but it's not got like air suspension. It's going to raise up like a Range Rover or something like that. And then we've got a nice centre console here that is dual hinge, so it means the driver and the passenger can easily access it, which is fantastic. We do have a nice kind of clean cut dash. I know the screens kind of dominate the front of it, but just behind it, it's rubberized, soft touch. We've even got kind of like this vinyl material of white stitching running across from the door to the centre of the dashboard, and the quality of the dash is rubberized and soft touch on top and just below it as well. in this particular car. You can get wood like bamboo, etc., but this one does kind of have this geometric kind of black material. It's not quite black gloss plastic, it's shiny and it's got layers to it, which is quite interesting to the eye. We do have black gloss plastic just surrounding the air vent on the driver's side, as well as the kind of center screen here, but not too much to worry about. May as well talk about, since we're talking about the driver's side air vent, we do have buttons here for your odometer, screen brightness, free stage memory seating, which is nice and easy to see, just have a touch of a button. And below that we do have buttons for your boot release or tailgate and the petrol cap, which is a nice easy to touch at a touch of a button. Over in the door card we do have automatic windows and automatic mirrors. Touch of a button you can fold them in. You'll see the little green light there to let you know it's on auto. Child lock if required. This car follows the trend with the NX and the RZ, which is electric door release. So you push in and it electrically opens the door. If you do need the manual override, pull it in towards you twice. And then we do have a nice big kind of handle grooved into the arm area itself, and it is lined with fuzzy stuff. And just below that we do have a big door bin that's got enough for bottles of water, things like that. In the centre console there is no kind of sneaky storage that you might have seen in the LBX or the RZ, but I guess that's maybe where all electrical gubbins and the drivetrain and that is. Talk about the steering wheel for a couple of minutes. We do have touch capacitive buttons in the steering wheel, all interact with the heads-up display. So if you've seen the RX or NX video, kind of repeating myself here, but you're able to control things like your voice control, your audio, you do all on the left-hand side. In the right-hand side, you can adjust things like your cruise control, your cruise control speed, or even this radar cruise control and the distance between you. That's what you're going to use them for. It all goes for the heads-up display, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road when you're driving, so it's quite cool. We do have physical buttons or dials, sorry, on the right hand side and left hand side of the steering column, which you can't take for granted in 2024. So you're able to adjust things like your wipers and your lights, just leave them on auto. Just behind me in the second row we do have enough room, probably for 2 adults and a child in the middle, maybe 3 if you're taking, you know, doing a quick airport run or something. It's not super comfortable back there for 3 adults, but there is a relatively flat floor. And it's going to be roomy enough for probably 3 children or 3 teenagers if you've got a growing family. And speaking of children, you've also got child seat anchors, nice and easy to locate as well. If you're only carrying 2 passengers in the rear, you can fold down the middle armrest, and it does have some cup holders and a little bit of storage. There's some USB chargers there and some climate vents, so it's going to be pretty comfortable for passengers in the rear of the RX. And we move into the boot space of the RX. This does have 461 litres of boot space with the seats folded, and just over 1,000, I think it's, I'll put the number here, with the seats folded as configured in this current view behind me. But yeah, that is the main piece of information. We'll talk about some other technical terms with this 5th generation RX. So it's about 4.8 metres in length, 1.9 metres wide and 1.7 metres in height. The weight claimed is 2,110 kilos, which is heavier than the outgoing 450H 4th gen non-plug-in. I think that was just under 2,000 kilos from what I could see online claimed. And then we've got 12.6 metre turning circle on this car. 0 to 60 claimed in about 6 seconds, 6.2, 6.1. I have seen some magazines online claim that 5.8 seconds was achieved by them in testing. So you're going to be, it's one of the faster RX models without going for the full 500H S-Sport performance, which from memory is not a plug-in. Now, being a plug-in, this car is going to be very company car friendly, especially for European buyers, where we're very CO2 conscious, unlike North America. So this has 25 grams per kilometre of CO2. I have seen online 26 grams, depending I think on spec, but 25 for this Premium Plus, and a claimed 256.7 miles to a gallon. I'm seeing about 48 miles to a gallon just in my driving. I said I haven't plugged it in today's driving just to charge it or anything, but you do get the 37 miles of charge, so potentially your commute could just be an electric charge and you never have to touch petrol, but that is just worth noting. What's it like to drive? Well, out on the road, it is smooth, it's comfortable, I said it's quiet, refined are the words that come to mind, it's stable, it just feels like a quality product, and I can really feel like the money's worth versus something maybe within the Lexus family like an NX, didn't maybe spend an extra £6,000–7,000, but you're really noticing the refinement in the kind of not just the space of the car, but just the way it goes over potholes and suspension. It's a really great cabin. And as I mentioned, it's about 4.8 metres in length, so it's not overly huge. And in the UK, we do not get things like the TX, GX or LX, so there's actually 3 Lexus models bigger than the RX in other markets. But here in the UK, the RX is the largest one that the UK Lexus company are offering. And it competes probably with things like the Jaguar F-Pace, to an extent Mercedes-Benz GLE, the BX5. I feel like they ride a little bit taller when I'm sitting in traffic. Same as the Q7's a little bit larger looking. It's kind of a weird quasi size like the F-Pace. But yeah, it's a really nice place to be. And Lexus do offer the 10-year warranty, which is always kind of what's even swayed me to purchase a Lexus. And same as Toyota products, you get a 10-year warranty here in the UK. So as long as you get it serviced at Lexus dealer, out with the initial 3-year manufacturer warranty, up to 100,000 miles, I believe, it's covering so many pieces. You know, it can cover things like a horn or air conditioning units or whatever the parts may be. Your car could be 9 years old, you could buy it used second hand, as long as it's been serviced. It's a great thing, and I would highly recommend it, especially if you're looking to keep a car. Buy it and invest in it and keep it for 6, 7, 8 years, maybe even up to 10 years. It's worth keeping that in mind. So overall, very impressed with the Lexus RX. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really grateful for Lexus Glasgow loaning me this car. It's been a long time coming, and I've been really keen to get it on the channel. You may be interested, and I've seen the 2nd gen and the 4th gen on the channel. So I want to say thank you so much for watching this review of the Lexus RX 450h Plus. This is the Premium Plus trim, and stay tuned for the next video. As always, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao.